While dog adoptions have been on the rise since the beginning of the pandemic, can the same be said for hedgehogs?
I mean, maybe. We're about to find out here in today's Forever Family with what you need to know before adopting a hedgehog is Dr. Spencer Keogh with the U of I Vet Med Clinic. Dr. Spencer, how are you?
Doing great.
Okay, well, first of all, Aaron told us during the break that you can't even adopt a hedgehog in Georgia. It's illegal.
That is correct, yep.
But it is?
In some states it's illegal, in other states it's legal.
Do we know why?
Due to just the legislation in that state.
Okay.
Sometimes it has to do with a species being considered invasive or detrimental, or concern for the care of that species, or what they could do if they get out and do harm to other wildlife. But I'm not sure why in Georgia there.
Got it. All right.
Okay, well, lucky for us, though, I think you can have a hedgehog as a pet. So what do we need to know to ensure that we have a happy, healthy hedgehog?
Well, hedgehogs, believe it or not, are actually very active animals. In the wild, they'll run up to several miles in a given day, and they are active swimmers. They like to climb a lot. So when we're housing hedgehogs, you actually don't want to have a wire or mesh cage, because they can climb and escape, or they can injure their toes, hurt their legs when they're trying to climb out. So I usually recommend solid-sided enclosures like glass aquariums or Rubbermaid tubs that are at least, 2 by 3 or 2 by 4 feet minimum. Larger is better. And you can use a mesh cage if the bottom foot of it is a solid wall, so they can't climb out.
Yeah, we've got some tips. So.
I want to back up just a second. One, do they make good pets? And maybe even before that, what is a hedgehog? Like, it doesn't really look like a hog. It kind of looks like a rat porcupine.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it does look like. It looks like it might be related to a rodent or a porcupine. Porcupines are in the rodent family. Hedgehogs are not. They're in their own group. They're probably most closely related to certain kinds of shrews and certain kinds of moles, but they are an insectivore rather than a rodent, and they actually have spines rather than quills, which is what a porcupine has. So their spines don't actually come out like a porcupine's do.
Oh,
are they still sharp though? Could they?
They are still sharp.
You? Okay.
Yeah, and you will occasionally find spines that fall out, especially in younger hedgehogs, which is totally normal. But they don't come out as a defensive mechanism like a porcupine.
But they are so stinking cute.
They are.
Okay, I want to get back to your tips on how to keep where to keep your hedgehog. So we mentioned an enclosed little home, but what about bedding?
Yeah, so for bedding, I usually recommend recycled newspaper. There's a couple of products, one of them being Carefresh. They're really soft, they're odor-free. Aspen wood shavings are also great. Some of the other woods that are more aromatic are not ideal.
Why do we need 2 thermometers?
So that's to make sure that we're maintaining the temperature appropriately. We want it to be between 75 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and if it falls above or below that, they can go into a state called torpor, which affects their immune system.
That doesn't sound very
sounds
sweet.
way too warm for my house. Like, do you have to keep your whole home at that temperature in order to, like, 75? There's just no way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't sleep
you
ever.
don't. You can use under cage heaters. You can use kind of infrared thermal heat lamps, UV heat lamps. So you can use a different array of different heat sources.
I didn't realize they were nocturnal.
Yeah.
And are they not social? Is that why they can't have a buddy?
Yeah, you're exactly right. So they're pretty aggressive to each other if they're housed together. So I usually recommend 1 hedgehog per enclosure.
I don't want to, like, diminish the allure of having a hedgehog for a pet. But if it's not awake when you're awake, it can hurt you with its quills. Man, I don't know. Can you play with them? Like, are there things you can do that... Is it like a dog, or is it more like a cat that it doesn't really care if you're around?
No, you definitely can socialize them and get them comfortable with you. And I do think, like a lot of our non-traditional pets, they have a lot of specific needs. So I think before you get a hedgehog, making sure you understand all those needs so that they have a happy, long life.
Which is usually how long?
Usually about 4 to 6 years.
And you mentioned that they're insectivores, so do we have to feed them insects, or can they eat other stuff?
I actually recommend specific either insectivore diets or hedgehog-formulated diets. And then they do have insects as a part of their diet, but about 70% of their diet should be that formulated commercial food.
Okay, so
I've
a
learned
variety
so
of
much in the
veggies.
last 4 minutes.
You're ready to go get the boys a hedgehog.
Not
I know
at all, but I know a lot more about hedgehogs now than I did 4 minutes ago.
And I know a great doctor who could help with all of your veterinary care if you have an issue with your hedgehog. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great tips.
All of Dr. Keogh's tips will be put on our website. We'll have them there for you in case you're now interested in getting yourself a hedgehog. CILiving.tv.